evening and welcome to episode 15 of Newysports TV. I'm Ty Stedman. Multitasking tonight. You may notice there's a bit of a blue light coming from off camera. That's a projector, because if I spin this camera tripod around, you will see, I think you will see some English Premier League going on there. Leicester City versus West Ham. 40th minute, there you go. It is what, 10 PM? It's 11 PM. There's proof right there. The Foxes going for the EPL title. Simply can't turn away from that, can I? A brilliant story over there in England as we spin this back round. What can I say? Leicester City. What dreams are made of right there. Let's get into it. This is all one take. I normally do Saturday and then Sunday. Saturday I was still a little bit sick. Apologies for this week. It's been pretty poor. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna look at this screen a fair few times. It's nearly half time, so that's a good thing. I can't get distracted, but I've already got distracted. I was looking down at the floor and I got distracted. I'm tired. It's Sunday. I've been sick all week. That's what I was saying. The apologies there. The previews were pretty poor. You may say they were good. They were 3,500 words, but a lot of those words were rambling. Had a stomach bug all week, and it wasn't pleasant. I'm not going to lie. It was a bit of a week from hell for me. Come good. Today, very good. And it's probably good that I wasn't Cook's Hill yesterday. I was fairly in pain for most of the day. Might have been noticeable, I don't know, but yeah, today at Singleton I was definitely I'm just going to turn this a little bit. That light's really distracting me. Good seagull scarf in the background right there. Let's not talk about the other night. Yeah, it was a bad stomach bug, and I'm going to quickly get on to the next bit because this is already 2.5 minutes and I'm yapping on about a virus or whatever I had, but we'll just put that up a little bit. Yeah, I'm good now, and today at Singleton, I'll talk about it later. Let's go on to yesterday, Cooks Hill. Under 17s, Cooks Hill United won, defeating Belmont Swansea 0. Very hard to remember this at this point. I've been going since... got up at 6:30 today for the trip up to Singleton, and I've been going since then, so red eyes, tired, but we'll see how we go. Cooks Hill were without goal scorer from last week. One of the goal scorers from last week, Jackson Johnson, he dislocated his kneecap at training. I didn't actually know this until the game yesterday. I was training with my team over on the number 6 National Park field. I saw an ambulance come onto the main field. I was thinking, wow, I wonder what's going on over there. That's what it was. Jackson Johnson dislocating his kneecap. Been told it was pretty ugly. Dominic Noonan came into the squad. First game in black and white, and he impressed. Belswans were the better side early, but Cooks Hill, they found their way into the game. Daniela Apollonia, I nearly got it wrong there, and Eamon Doyle required to make saves, and were kept busy. First and only goal of the game coming from Cameron Walmsley for Cooks Hill. Apollonia saved it, but that wasn't enough. Walmsley scored on the follow-up, 1-0 to the Cookers, and the Cookers defence, I'll tell you what, they worked overtime yesterday in the 17s. Eamon Doyle, man of the match, in my opinion. Even if it was just for this one save, it was the save of the year so far. I thought about that for a second. I've seen a lot of games, I've seen a lot of saves, but this was definitely one of the best, and maybe if not the best, in the situation that it was sort of late in the game. Goalkeeper required, and Doyle stood up to the test. 1-0 Cooks Hill, solid team effort, a clean sheet, and they move into 4th position. I'm not sure if they're still in 4th. I haven't done the tables after today's game, so we'll see what happens there. But Cooks Hill definitely a top 4 quality side in the 17s. They'll push for finals. Belswans, they're also quality. They'll look to break their winless drought next week. It's been a couple of weeks without a win, so that's not good for the Swans. Under 19s, Cooks Hill 3, defeating Belmont Swansea 0. Big win here. Belswans won 11-0 last week over Toronto. Cooks Hill scored first through Ty Cousins directly from a corner. That's been verified today. I did see it, but when you're that far away, you don't know if someone gets a touch or whatever. But it was straight in off the corner from Ty Cousins. The team sheet gave Carlo Proieto the credit, but no, it wasn't his goal. So I'm going to overrule that. In my stats, it's Ty Cousins. In the official stats, it's Carlo. Good goal anyway. Home side created the better chances. They deserved the lead. Belswans fought back, but against the run of play, Seb Lewis 2-0. Made it 2-0 for Cooks Hill inside 20 minutes. Not the start Belswans wanted. They were looking a little bit down, looking a bit all over the shop at times. Steve Coolis put Cooks Hill into the sheds with a 3-0 lead just before half time. Quality first half and a scoreless second half. Heads dropped for Belswans, as I said. Goalkeeper Connor Bryson had an off day, but he made a decent quality save in the second half to keep it at 3. But that's pretty much it. Cookers go equal top with West Wallsend, and Belswans need to recoup after a loss. What can I say? Mind me for a moment. I'm going to pause this video and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Went to change the channel because I don't really want to look at Mark Bosnich's face on a huge projector screen while I'm trying to talk. Just put the Scottish Cup final on. 8 minutes to go in extra time. Rangers 2, Celtic 2. Very good game actually. I was watching the majority of this. Don't normally watch Scottish football, so it's different. We'll move on to the 23s. I think I was mostly done with the 19s review. I don't really remember. But yeah, 23s, Cooks Hill United 1, defeating Belmont Swansea United 0. Another clean sheet. This followed the script of the 17s game, really. Fairly even game. Bit lackluster at times, I thought. Hard-working defence, quality attack. It's just a typical game. Nothing that really... It wasn't the game of the year. It wasn't the worst game of the year. It's just... I don't know. Cookers pressured the visitors at times during the first half. Luke Lethbridge from Belswans had the first major chance, smashing it against a crossbar. Their job became much harder with Will McMaster sent off. 2 yellows in the space of 4 minutes. That's pretty poor, and I think he could have done a bit better than that. First half came to an end. Cooks Hill up 1-0 against 10 men. James Roman scoring a superb individual goal. One of the better goals I've seen this year. Just beating 2 defenders and smashing it into the side of the net. Definitely the best goal I've seen from a Cooks Hill player this year. Goal of the day at the F-field is what I had written here. The second half, decent save from Adam Gunster kept Cooks Hill in the lead. They worked hard defensively, they kept a clean sheet, and they moved to second on the league table with Belmont Swansea. Lakes go top. There's a spoiler for a result later on. A good win for Max Sveckel's side. Sveklis. First grade. Cooks Hill United 1. No clean sheet here. Cooks Hill United 1 defeated by Belmont Swansea 5. Home side was arguably the better of the 2 teams in the first 20 minutes. That's when it would end. There's no doubt who the better team was after that point. 23rd minute, Belswans 1-0. Jamie Hadlow finds Tim Schultz, who finds the net. And then mere moments later, 24th minute goal to Joel Shearer. Crossed in, unmarked, near the edge of the 18. I don't know. I really do not know A guy like that, maybe not a centre back, but a centre defensive mid or someone like that should be marking him. And Cooksill weren't marking him, and that was poor, and that was 2-0 inside just 2 minutes like that. 20 minutes in, it's 0-0, it's fine, and then bang bang, and it's game over. It's game over against a club like Belswans. You could come back from 2. Kahibah came back from 2 against Belswans, but if that wasn't game over, it definitely was soon enough. Jackson Pett had a chance to make it 2-1, but he missed, and then Cooksill, right on half-time, went 3-0 down, and that was game over. Josh Sutton was the guy I had written down as the goal scorer, but it wasn't. It was Jamie Hadlow. I hope that if I make that mistake, I haven't changed it here. I'll be copying this to put into my stats. Hopefully I'll remember to correct that. Jamie messaged me today. Thanks for clearing that up. I get these Belswan guys confused. There's too many good attackers in this team, what can I say? And then second half, it took 12 minutes for the damage to continue. Corey Wilson scoring Belswan's 4th goal. And despite a save from Cooksill's first grade debutant goalkeeper, I'm getting tired. These words are starting to become mumbled. It's only, 10 minutes in? I don't know. Jack Simmons couldn't stop it. Rebound, Josh Sutton, 5-0, game over. Just, half hour to go. I was thinking 7. There's something about that number. Emerson Augie scored in the 64th minute to put Cooksill on the board, but you'd have to be on some sort of hallucination pills, something. You have to be on something to think that they're going to come back from 5-1 down. That was never going to happen. Belswans go back to the top of the league. Brilliant attacking football. They're in the finals. It's round 7. The top 4 at the moment. I'm going to say it now. This top 4 will be there in the finals. That's what I'm going to say right now. That's a huge call to make, isn't it? But that's what I'm going to say. Belswans, Kahibah, Wallsend, Lakes. I don't know the order, but these 4 teams, they are the standouts at the moment. And I'm not sure. There's a few teams that have potential to catch them, but they've got to start catching them sooner rather than later. Cooksill, this was it their worst performance of the year? I think it was. It wasn't 7-2 like it was against Kahibah, but Kahibah, they were really on that day, Kahibah, in round 1. Poor tracking from midfielders and wingers. It was lazy. Letting defenders down, letting the goalkeeper down, and it just looked like there was more yellow shirts than black and white shirts. It's that simple. Cooksill have got Lakes next week, and I'm not going to give away the Lakes result yet. You probably already know it anyway, but well, they won. They won last week. They won the week before. I don't know. I tell you what, this Scottish Cup final, this is something. I hope I'm recording this. I think I am, because I'd like to re-watch these last few minutes with commentary and crowd noise. Cooksill, if they go to Lakes they go to Lakes next week and play like they did 6-0, 7-0, easy. And it needs to improve. We move on to under 17s. Kahibah 0 defeated by West Wallsend 4. Big result for West Wallsend. This Kahibah team's got some quality, I'll tell you that. A hat-trick to Josh Knight. Best performance of the year from 90 so far. Improved this year, definitely. Gone are the send-offs, and here are the goals. Not a surprise. The quality's there. 90 also provided an assist for Lachlan Coombs. 4-0 over Kahibah for the West Wallsend 17s. In the 19s, Kahibah FC 4 defeated West Wallsend 2. I don't have the Kahibah scorers written down. I got sent the Kahibah scorers, so I'm going to quickly get those. Westies scorers were Sam Jones, no surprise, and Greg Mason. But the scorers for Kahibah, I'll get them. Jared Watkins got a double, and Jacob Hill got a goal, and Matt Hughes got a goal. So there you go. That's the Kahibah 19s bouncing back from a loss to Lakes last week. And I don't know if that was a goal or not. It's just gone on an ad break. I'm not even watching. Am I getting distracted? I don't know. It's like 100 games of football in one day. Yeah, Kahibah's 19s bouncing back from a loss last week. This is a hell of a win. This West Wallsend team, top of the table. And I tipped Kahibah to win, and there was a couple questions, maybe from West Wallsend. I'm not going to say it was, but I guess you can say it was. You be the judge of it, saying, why are you tipping Kahibah to beat West Wallsend? That's why I tipped Kahibah to beat West Wallsend, because they won. And this Kahibah team will not lose 2 games in a row. If they do, I'd be surprised. And they lost last week, and top of the table or not, I thought they were going to win, and they did win. And this team and West Wallsend are both probably going to be in finals, and this is definitely a game that I wouldn't mind catching the return leg in. 4-2, good game. We move on. Kahibah FC 6 defeating West Wallsend 2 in the under-23s. Real quickly, West Wallsend scorers an own goal. Not sure who got that. Trying to remember. Nick Evans also scored for Westie after debuting last week. He's got another goal. Very good player there. For Kahibah, Peter Migliore, I hope that's how you pronounce it, on debut, 4 goals. I believe he's from Adelaide, and he's a hell of a pickup, I'll tell you that. For a team that have struggled, a team that were on 0 points, a team that were watching their season go down the drain, pick up this guy 4 goals. It's easy as that, isn't it? I guess if he scores 4 goals every week, then they don't really need to worry about conceding 2 or 3. They conceded 2, but they scored 6. Ruben Ryan got 1 as well, and Jez Turner getting the other. A huge win for Kahibah, a much needed win for Kahibah in the 23s. This was probably the most needed win you've seen all year. This team were dead last, and they were dead in the water, and they've come and beat West Wallsend 6-2. First grade, Kahibah FC 4 defeating West Wallsend 0. Again, I'll quickly go over to these messages and check for goal scorers. Jaden Demir got 2 goals. And Jared Penfold got 2 goals. Is Jared Penfold? That sounds right. Yeah, I should know. I played 6-a-side with him. It's been a long day. Yes, Jared Penfold getting 2 goals, Jaden Demir getting 2 goals, and Kahibah getting a 4-0 win. What can I say? Bouncing back from a loss to Lakes. Alex Evans debuted for first grade. Thought I'd mention that. Alex has been a good supporter of Newysports, and great to see him debut in first grade, get a start in first grade even, alongside Gumsi. That's a dream right there. I played with Gumsi in 6-a-side, and it's just to be on the field with someone like that is... Am I sucking up? I'm sucking up, aren't I? I don't need to suck up to Gumsi. I don't play for Kahibah, so I don't need to. Not to say that you should, but you should. Gumsi's off to LA this week apparently. Wishing I was there at the moment. The only LA I can get anywhere near is Luke Alexander. There's a poor Cooksil joke for you. He was out. He was out yesterday. That's why Cooksil lost. LA out. If LA was in, it would have been 6-5. I'll tell you right now, Rangers and Celtic are going to a penalty shootout, so I'm going to be a little bit distracted. Rangers 1-0 as we speak. This has been a hell of a cup semi-final. I might start watching some Scottish football, I'll tell you that. The Old Firm derby. Much bigger than the Five Islands derby, sorry. We'll talk about the Five Islands derby. Let's move on to Sunday, and where I went today, I went to Singleton. Where is it? There it is. The Singleton Strikers. I didn't actually wear this shirt. I'm not like that. I don't just... I wear Cooks Hill shirt. I support Cooks Hill. I play for Cooks Hill. But I wasn't going to wear a Singleton shirt. I wasn't going to wear my Thornton shirt. I wore a Newysports shirt. And I got that wet, that soaked by the rain, that I had to change into a Singleton shirt, or I was probably going to get hypothermia or something at Howe Park. This drama, this penalty shootout is something. I should pause this video, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep talking and watch the penalty shootout as we go. Whoever the number 2 is for Rangers, shout out to him. That was... I was going to use the S word there. That was not good. That was a Peter Haynes-esque penalty. There's a Broadmeadow Magic joke for you. Yeah, Singleton today, it started well. During the 17s, I forgot my hat. Newysports hat. I thought I was going to get sunburnt. Fast forward, I had the speaker set up. There was music. Ooh, Celtic just hit the bar. This is running commentary, isn't it? There was music. I think I was really annoying the tennis club next door with the loud music, but you get that. There was a good atmosphere at Singleton, and then... it happened. Let's just call it it. The heavens opened. And with a $560 speaker, along with free extension leads and said cables that go everywhere, I was a little bit worried, not gonna lie. And I got absolutely drenched today, as did a lot of people, especially the players. But I'll tell you right now, there's not too many people, photographers slash PA guys slash reporters, that are going to go out there in the pouring rain and do that. Today was one of those days where I was thinking, what am I doing? But I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy that, but I enjoyed the company at Singleton. Great people up there. I got soaked, and yeah, I had to change into the Singleton shirt, and I haven't looked at the PA speaker. I know that some water did get into it. A big thanks to one of the referees who let me put the PA into the back of his ute. It didn't work. I think the back of his ute's probably flooded. I think he opened the he'll open the back of that, and there'll be a massive wave come out. There was a hell of a lot of rain at Singleton, and my shoes are wrecked. Call me complaining, but yeah, it was the toughest day yet in my time doing this Newysports gig. But of all places to do it, Singleton's probably the best. Oh, that was a hell of a save by the Celtic goalkeeper. That was a hell of a save. This is a good penalty shootout, this one. And yeah, before I get into the games, yeah, Singleton, great people up there. Quality players across the grades. Just nice people in committee. Hard working people. And I'll tell you, left the ground and sort of just going through Singleton and just thinking, wow, this has been a nice place to live. And I'm not bull crapping there. Every time I go to West Wallsend, I say I want to move out here. That's not too accurate, but Singleton, I'll tell you, not big enough. I mean, too big to be called a country town, but not big enough to not be a country town. I've spent like a week. I've been down there a lot over my lifetime, but I've spent up to a week there down in Rochester, Victoria, where part of my family's from. That's a country town. So I like that feeling. But Singleton, it's a nice area. It's a really nice area, nice ground, nice people, and the checks in the mail. I'll send you my address, and you can pay me for praising you all up there at Singleton. Let's get into it. Let's just stop yapping on. It's 11:30 at night. I was going to have to go to TAFE tomorrow, but it's a staff development day, so shout out to the TAFE music department. I got that message when I was going through the KFC drive-thru at Singleton actually, and I was really happy with that. So day off tomorrow. That's when this video will probably go up. Oh no, it'll probably go up tonight. I don't know. Whenever you're watching this, I think someone just missed a penalty. Under 17, Singleton 2, Thornton Redbacks 3. This was a good game. Game of the day, which it's not hard to say because there's only 3 games, and one of them was played, second half of it was played in pouring rain. First grade was played on a field that was lackluster, a field that was pretty waterlogged. This is a hell of a penalty shootout. How many times am I going to say that? James Cooper gave Thornton the lead with a neatly worked individual goal, but Singleton put pressure back on. Decent teamwork from Trey Pradlock and Hamish Mayled. There's a good connection there. Good cross from Pradlock to Mayled. Chance got wasted though. Penalty gave Thornton the chance to double the lead. Jacob Bartlett made no mistake from the penalty spot, putting it past Bray Wissink. 2-0 for Thornton. They took their chances, Singleton didn't. What can I say? Hamish Mayled scored a free kick after being one of the better players early on. Blake McDonald saved it, sort of, but couldn't stop it from going in the net. The goalkeeper probably could have done a bit better there. Not sure if he was unsided or whatnot, but Celtic are done. There you go. Whoever's watching the Scottish Cup final, whoever did watch it, that is dramatic. I'll turn the camera around, but I've got a cable plugged in and it'll probably go flying everywhere, but Rangers 5, Celtic 4 on penalties. Tom Rogic missed it. Wow. Let's move on. 2-1 at half-time to Thornton in the under-17s. I should really pause this video. These scenes are just insane. I'd show you, but beIN Sports would probably kick my video off YouTube or something, but wow. Rangers back in the big time next year. That's something. In the second half, Brad Fairclough was on for Singleton. Their starting goalkeeper was on the bench, which, I don't know, he wasn't injured. That was an interesting decision. Bray Wissink, of course, a decent backup, but not on the same level. Not a full-time keeper. So I'm not sure why that decision was made. 2-0 down inside the first half. Maybe another decision should have been made. I don't know, I'm not the coach. If I was a coach, my team probably wouldn't be going down 3-2, they'd probably be going down 10-2 or something like that. Or not showing up at the ground or something, I don't know. Yeah, Brad Fairclough came on and made a decent save to tip it over the bar, but then moments later he had a bit of a horror show and kicked it straight to a Thornton player who chipped him. Jacob Bartlett into an empty net, 3-1. Strikers hit back, the comeback was on. Trey Pradlock scored a goal to make it 3-2. Pradlock had a really good game today. Was on the bench for 19s and didn't get onto the field, and then was on the bench for 23s, and Noah's Ark arrived at Howe Park, so unlucky not to get a game in one of the higher grades, but definitely good in the 17s today. Campbell Nunn played pretty well in the second half. That left side for the Singleton defence, they were very busy. There was a good little battle towards the end between Proudlock and Mitchell Roy from Thornton. A couple physical challenges. It was a good game. Good entertaining second half, 3-2. Under 19, Singleton 4, defeating Thornton Redbacks 1. Singleton needed this. They needed this after last week, the 8-1 capitulation. I can't say that word. 8-1 horror show. Let's use that word again. Those words. 8-1. Stop saying 8-1. I'm sort of looking at the Rangers celebrations. Very good to see. Something about 8-1. What was I saying about 8-1? Yes, last week. West Wallsend, Thornton, Singleton going down to West Wallsend 8-1 in the under 19s. They won today 4-1. There you go. Let's move on. 12. Count them. 12. I sat there and counted them. I got the team sheet and I sat down and compared the team sheet with the 17s. 12 17s players played 19s for Thornton. That is massive. That's a record as far as I'm concerned in any competition, any new FM game this year or maybe even last year since the 17s has been introduced. First goal of the game came early on from Oliver Moody for Singleton, 1-0. They look more polished, and a quality goal scorer in Nathan Hall got their second goal. Tristan Wells made it 3-1 for Thornton from the penalty spot. And then cue the biblical rain. And this was where I had to go running like a maniac to save electricals and speakers and whatnot. Nathan Hall got a hat-trick, securing a 4-1 victory for the Singleton Strikers. Team performance, I'll tell you that. And this team, they've got the potential to get... They just need consistency. That's what they need. Under 23s, the game was abandoned at 2 minutes 8 seconds. I also got told 6 minutes. It was one of those. It was... I had 3 extension leads. I had about 30 metres of extension cable running around the side of Howe Park, and I'm sitting in the grandstand with everyone who was at the game was in the grandstand. I was sitting there and I said I have to go get these cables because they're just getting wet. The inside of the connectors are getting wet. So like a maniac, I ran around the ground and picked up the cable, and I got back around the other side of the ground and had a cable like this huge pile of cable. Next thing you know, there's a huge flash, then there's a huge bang, and then I look and there's 22 players running off the field with 3 referees. Game abandoned. Referees, well, that was because of the lightning. The lightning happened, I think if it's 10 minutes without lightning they can go back out. They went back out about 20 minutes later and it didn't happen. Waterlog pitch. But to be fair, the referees, they could have just said, let's go home. I wouldn't have blamed them. I probably would have been happy. I was freezing, I was wet. I didn't really care at that point if first grade went ahead. The first grade players did, and they were happy that the decision was made. Credit to the match officials for sticking around and making that decision to play it. 2:47 it kicked off, so it was a bit late, but better late than never. Singleton, this was interesting. I noticed this straight from kickoff. Jackson Skinner at centre back, Tyler Felsh at left back. 2 very young players, 2 inexperienced players. I'm not sure if Jackson Skinner can... Oh, he can play centre back because he played centre back. His preferred position, I think, is full back. So that was interesting. Tyler Felsh, a midfielder, playing at left back. I guess against Thornton, let's face it, they're not the strongest attacking team going, but it's a risk. And there's some of these highlights. Patrick Roberts, his miss. Google Patrick Roberts' miss in the 33rd minute for Celtic. You'll be very happy. That's a horror miss. Yeah, having 2 young players in defence in first grade, it's a little bit of a catch-22. You want to give him experience. I'm not sure what options David Willoughby had. They're getting a new defender in. Not sure who that's going to be, but that's a rumour. That's pretty solid rumour. So, but these two, Skinner and Felsh, are two quality players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing them, but there's a weird choice. Jesse Smith opened the scoring for Thornton. Tim Gleeson made it 2-0. Singleton couldn't get it together in the final third. Mitch Kaczynski, I finally got it right. Don't pronounce the C. Scored Thornton's third goal early in the second half. Nathan McAllister made it 4-0. Zane Hand scored a header late on to give Singleton a consolation goal. That was pretty much it. Tanner White played well for Thornton on the wing. Thornton bounced back. They get a solid win. Second win out of 3 games. Second win out of 4 games if you include... Third win out of 4 games if you include the FFA Cup. Singleton are winless. They are 10 points from the top 4. And it's not looking good. Stewie Plant out today, suspended. That's a pretty big out. Ryan Geho, a good goalkeeper, but Stewie's probably better of the two. He's the first choice keeper, and communication wise, especially for those young guys, it's a big help. So Singleton, I don't know. They've got Wallsend next week up there. That's a big test. If they win that, then definitely their season might get a little bit back on track, but at the moment it's not looking good. There's too many consistent teams. There's 4 teams that are just taking the top 4 and just running with it. Singleton still winless. Thornton, big win, and next week they have a test against Kahibah. If they win that, then by all means let's start talking about Thornton being contenders for the top 4. That was a Thornton team today with some players out. One or two first choice players that I can think of that were out. So there's definitely something there for Thornton. Around the grounds today, Lake Macquarie City, first grade, Lake Macquarie City 6, defeating Toronto-Awaba 0. This is not a surprise. Hopefully that doesn't annoy anyone from Toronto, but Lakes are going to beat most teams 6-0 or 4-1 like they did Kahibah. No, it wasn't. It was 3-2. What am I thinking? But they will beat most teams, and they clean swept Toronto today in all 4 grades. Not 1 goal conceded. There's a hell of a club there. I know Lakes aren't everyone's favourite club in the league, but I tell you what, these guys are going to be in the NPL next year. It's too good a club to not be in the NPL. Best club in the comp across all 4 grades, and they're starting to prove that again after a fairly slow start to the year. 6-0 against Singleton, outgunned Kahibah last week, and 6-0 against Toronto today. Sam Walker, 4 goals, he's back. Back into the goal scoring form of last year. Joseph Kakik, someone. It's too late for pronunciations. He scored 2 goals, did Joseph. 2-0 at half time, 4 goals in the second half, 6-0, Toronto back to earth after some good form. They were always going to be in for a tough test today. Over at Cessnock, Cessnock City 1, defeated by South Cardiff 2. Jeremy Morton scored for Cessnock. Cancelled out. Goals to Ben McCabe. A good goal, I've heard, from Ben McCabe. And Emmanuel Kaka. Not sure if that's right. I got Okumu. I don't know, is there 2 Emmanuels at South Cardiff? Someone clear that up. I'll clear that up with them. We'll be right. Kaka's a pretty cool name though. That's a good name to have in football, isn't it? Under 23s, Lake Macquarie City 3, defeating Toronto-Awaba 0. On paper, this seems like a pretty comfortable result, 3-0. It wasn't. It was 1-0. I mean, 0-0, scoreless, with 10 minutes to go. Goals to Jordan Harper, Kane Rogers, and Gabriel Serda, 72nd, 74th, 75th minute. Final 8 minutes, 3 goals, 3-0. What do you do? Cessnock City 0, defeated by South Cardiff 2. No goal scorers yet for South Cardiff. Actually, yes, Nick Tantos scored a good goal, apparently. That's what I've heard. I don't know who the other one is. South Cardiff pick up a quality win over Cessnock City. Under 19s, I'm trying to get through a lot tonight. Under 19s, 6-0, Lake Macquarie City defeating Toronto-Awaba FC. I'm trying to reach for the iPad, but I'm holding the iPad. Brock Torrance gave Lakes the lead from the penalty spot in the 39th minute, and then in the 40th minute, James Ward scored. So 2 goals in 2 minutes, right on half time. That's a just, what's the word? Sucker punch. It's written right there. That's a sucker punch for the Stags right there on half time. Lewis Roberts continued his good form with a goal to make it 3-0. 17's top goal scorer Curtis McRitchie scored, and 2 more goals from Josh Richardson. Come on, it's not that late. 6-0 Lakes, 19s. Good team. Toronto 11-0 last week, 6-0 this week. I guess it's half as bad, isn't it? I don't know, you're one of those cup half full, cup half empty sort of people. I don't know, but Lakes, very good team in the 19s. Cessnock City 1, defeated by South Cardiff 3. Word from Cessnock is they believe that they wasted their chances, and I trust my source at Cessnock. Real people there. They not a club with the strongest resources, but they definitely don't. They don't tell lies at Cessnock. I don't think they do. They get outplayed. They admit they got outplayed, but apparently Cessnock really played well in the 19s. Probably didn't deserve to go down 3-1. Justin Bradley scored for them. No idea who scored for Southie. Apologies for that. Cessnock haven't sent team sheets the last few weeks, so I normally try and get the away team to send goal scorers, but I don't have too many contacts at Southie. I've spoken to the club though, and they're going to try and sort it out. Under 17s, Lake Macquarie City 4, defeating Toronto-Awaba 0. Goals to Jack Smith, Alex Matthews, Caleb Morley-Davies, and Curtis McRitchie. Stags back, cracks, something. Stags come crashing down to earth. They were in second place, taking on the premiership favourites. This Lakes team, I'll tell you right now, if they don't win the grand final, then I don't know what's going on. Based on the form they're in, 7 games, 7 wins, 21 points. The coach will hate me for saying that, but this team's the best in the comp. And they've got Cooks Hill next week, who might provide a decent opposition, but I reckon they'll get past Cooks Hill. I reckon they'll get past every team. It's a very good team. And the game of the round, last but not least. How's this? Cessnock City 5, defeating South Cardiff 4 in the under-17s. I should have gone to Turner Park for this one. 2 own goals, giving South Cardiff a 2-0 lead. Jesse Irvine with a bomb header. And Jack Turner. 2 own goals, down 2-0, 3-0 at the break. I'm not sure who South Cardiff's 3rd goal scorer was, or their 4th for that matter. 3-0 down at half time with the Cessnock 17s, and they came back to win 5-4. Will Forbes, 2 goals. This is a guy that I thought broke his arm 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever that was. So I don't know what's going on there, but he scored 2 goals today. Aaron Comerford scored, Zach Cronholm scored, and Connor Garrington scored. Huge win for Cessnock City in the 17s. Just what the doctor ordered, just what Matt Zeckel ordered, and a chance to sort of build some form going into the middle part of the season. Alright, I'm going to do something really quickly. I'm going to... I'm not in the lounge room at the moment, which is where the Foxtel box is. The Scottish game's over, so I'm going to go on to Foxtel Guide. I'm going to change the channel without using the remote because I don't want to get up. Call that laziness, but I don't want to stop the video. There we go, change channel, and it should be done. I'm about to go through Zone League scores and whatnot, as well as NPL. Leicester 1-0, 70th minute, red card, there you go. Final 20 minutes, can they hang on? Can they win the title? I think they will if they win this. Alright. We're on the home stretch, 39 minutes. Let's try and get this over and done with within the next 15-20 minutes. Let's not go over an hour. That's the target. Zone League, Zone Premier League results. I've got them all written down. They're all neatly written down here, if you can see that. There you go. Last week I was going through Facebook pages and Northern New South Wales pages and Newcastle football pages. I've done all that hard work and I've written it down, and here we go. Zone Premier League, all first grade, no reserves or anything like that. Cardiff City 0, defeated by Swansea FC 1. I should have had last week's results or the latter. That's a pretty big result for Swansea, and not a good one for Cardiff. I think they lost last week to Mayfield. Not sure on that. I don't remember, honestly. 64 games, I don't know how many games it is that I actually review tonight. I think it's 60 games that I'm reviewing tonight. Mayfield United 1, defeating Garden Suburb 0. A handy clean sheet there for the Tigers. University 2, Newcastle Suns 2. How about this game? Probably the match of the round. Morisset 4, defeated by New Lambton Eagles 5. New Lambton were apparently down 4-3 with a minute to go. I don't know about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. It said a minute. 2 goals in 1 minute is a little bit hard to believe, but New Lambton were down 4-3 and they've come back in the final seconds and won 5-4. That club, the New Lambton Eagles, definitely a club on the rise. And Morisset as well. These are 2 teams that you could see in the NPL 2 next year, which will be the new FM First Division in 2017. Dudley Redhead, how about this game? Dudley versus Beresfield, 2 very good teams. How about the result? Dudley Redhead 1, Beresfield United 0. They've been beaten, the Hawks. What can I say? Belswans. It's a long day, isn't it? Beresfield beaten for the first time this year. I think the only team that beat them last year was Dudley, so there's definitely something there. Zone League 1. We might get through this in 50 minutes, how about that? Zone League 1. Charlestown Junior, yes. 1, defeated by Warners Bay 5. Big win for the Panthers. They're the Panthers, right? I think they're the Panthers. That's a big win for Warners Bay in what is essentially a derby against Charlestown. It's a very short distance from Charlestown Oval to John Street Oval. Stockton 0, defeated by Cooks Hill United 5. Another derby. This one's called the Harbour Derby. Cooks Hill, they make an event out of this. They get the that could have been a goal. They get the ferry over to Stockton and they go on a pub crawl. It's a Cooks Hill way right there. 5-0, the Cookers beating the Sharks. That's a huge win. After losing to Katara South last week, Cookshill Zone League team have bounced back in style. Jesmond 2 defeating Raymond Terrace 1. Nelson Bay 2 defeated by Beresfield FC 3. And credit to Beresfield FC because they've written a bucket load of a review. Nelson's Bay's scorers were Daniel Brennan and Jackson Coley. Their players of the game was a freeway tie, Matt Tracy, Jackson Coley and Sam Bylot? Something like that. Just a message to those Zone League teams, if you do send the goal scorers, I will read them out. That's what I'm doing now, so there you go. I do go through all the Facebook pages, that's where I've got some of these. There's a clicking noise coming from my drink bottle. There you go. That's legit, isn't it? And maybe it's saying drink me or something. I'm getting sore throat at the moment. Toby King opened the scoring for Beresfield. Chris Neal scored a header. And Adam Vickers scored the third goal. 3-2, player of the game, Andrew Neal, for the second week running for Beresfield FC. Katara South 2 defeating Barnsley 1, and in Zone League 2, wow, this is just dramatic Premier League football up on the big screen. Zone League 2, New Lambton 2, University 2. Uni came from behind twice in what I've been told was a scrappy game. I wasn't there. Oh, it was scrappy at times. Let's not say scrappy game like it was all scrappy. Scrappy at times. Referee apparently struggled to keep control. Control, my favourite word. Westlake's Wildcats 3, Hunter Simba 3. Sounds like a decent game actually out at Rathmines. 3-3. Simba, an entertaining team. Westlake's, I'd like to think that they would have probably tried to get physical with Simba and just try and play them off their game a little bit. But 3-3, they definitely, I don't know if Westlakes would be too happy with that. I think they would have liked to have won on their home patch, but it could have been worse, they could have lost. Talking about losing, that's bad. Muswellbrook 2 defeated by Merriweather 3. Just think about it, I was half an hour down the road from this game. Could have made it, but I didn't. That could have been something. If Singleton had got called off, I could have gone to Muswellbrook. Their field must be good if it withdrew what Singleton and then what Muswellbrook's just straight up. It would have got drenched up there. So yeah, 3-2 Merriweather defeating Muswellbrook in first grade, Zone League 2. Merriweather got the team bus up. That was kind of cool to see on their Facebook page. Call me a stalker. That's how I get all these results. I'm not going to mention too many reserve grade results for Zone League, but this is something. Muswellbrook 10-0 against Merriweather in reserve grade. I'm not sure if they put their first grade team out there for reserves or what the case is. I don't know what happened there. Merriweather might have put some of those plastic defender guys, you know, the $99 plastic defenders that you can just put out there. I don't know. 10-0 is a pretty heavy defeat. Talking about heavy defeats, see, it just flows. It flows, the Zone League. We can just move on and on. Medowie FC 2 defeated by Hamilton Olympic 9, an Olympic team that last week beat Muswellbrook, what was it, 10-11-0? Olympic should be in Zone League 1, maybe even Zone Premier. It's looking obvious that they're probably too good for this comp. 8-0 in reserve grade as well for Olympic. Maryland Fletcher 0 defeated by Wallsend FC 3 in the derby. Platsy, of course, the Bulldogs, going down to the Red Devils at Kureka Oval. Zone League 3, this is a crazy result. Edgeworth 4, Argentine United 9. Tell me, can someone who was at that game email me, message me, inbox me, whatever, tell me what the hell happened? I'm thinking that 8 people left the ground and those people just happened to be the defenders. 9-4. Crazy game. Big win for Argenton on the road at Edgeworth. Not that much of a road trip there, but a decent win. The RAAF Williamtown FC team won, going down to Hamilton Azuri Free, everybody's favourite Zone League Free team, Hamilton Azuri. Free kick goal to Tom Kane, the captain. Josh Dar got a goal and Chris Barnett got a goal. Now I like the RAF team, I like their style, but I'm going to praise Azuri. I'm going to do a lot of that this year. Hamilton Azuri, if you haven't done yet, go and give their Facebook page a like. It is brilliant. The graphics, dogs with lasers, cats with lasers. Today I think it was a big shark with a laser shooting down a plane, representing the RAF base, of course. I don't know if 2016 is the best time to put up images of planes getting shot down, but Hamilton Azuri, what can I say? Their review on their Facebook page, it was the last thing I read before I started doing this video. It was 1,100 words, and I had to go through and find the goal scorers. Thanks, Azuri. What can I say? Great bunch of guys, Hamilton Azuri, and a big win for them again. They're 2 from 2 in Zone League 3. Abermain Rams picking up a big win out there at Abermain, 5-2 over Mayfield Tigers, Mayfield United Tigers. And no score yet between Bulwarra Lawn and Kahibah. I might do a Zone League review tomorrow. If not, just look on the have a look on Fox Sports Pulse during the week, Zone League 3, if you want to find that result. That would have been an interesting one. I reckon Kahibah might have won it. Not sure. Bulwarra Lawn in their first home game. Alright, 50 minutes. Can we keep it under an hour? That's the question. I've got to have a drink. My throat's killing me. Alright. We're nearly done. It's been a very, very long day. I'm looking at how red my eyes are in the screen here. Alright. NPL, Friday night. Oh, pardon me for a second. Leicester have just given away a penalty. I don't know if it was a penalty by the looks of it. I don't think it was. That's controversial right there. This is me being distracted, isn't it? Oh wow. Yeah, that's definitely... Where's Morgan giving away a penalty there? Friday night, Edgeworth played Western at 9 PM. What can I say about that? That's a very, very strange kickoff time. I think Western insisted it was going to be 7, but they insisted on 9. You know, I guess they've got guys who work out there, out Curry Way and whatnot. But 9 o'clock, Andy Carroll scores a penalty. 1-1 Leicester West Ham. Wow, that's big. Call me an EPL commentator now. Yeah, look, 9 o'clock, kicking off at Jack McLaughlin Oval at 9 o'clock. That's too late. I don't know if there was residential complaints or whatnot, but there's houses near there. The light towers from the game, the cheering from the game. 9 o'clock is too late to kick off. I don't care what time of the year it is. That's crazy. In any grade, that's crazy. The latest, I'd go 8 as the latest. 9 is just, I mean, what? I was almost going to go. That's the craziest part. If I wasn't sick, I would have been there for 19s at 5:30. and then the 22s, and then first grade. That's a 6.5 hour night, and then I would have been in at Cookshill at 9 AM the next morning. Now that would have been crazy. Alright, let's get to the damn results. Come on. 53 minutes. Let's keep it under an hour. Edgeworth FC 2 defeating Western 0. It was 1-0 at half time. Big win for Edgeworth, the defending premiers. I've been told though Western played pretty decently considering they've lost some players. Tim Pratt, of course, walking out during the week. That was interesting. Valentine FC 2 defeated by Maitland FC 3. Dean Heffernan and Wilson Edwards had a bit of a melee. Both got sent off. Scott McGinley, Mr. Penley, Matt Thompson won the game for Maitland. Sounds like it was a pretty good game to watch for a neutral at Carl Oval. Nearly forgot the name of the ground. Hamilton Olympic 3 defeated Adamstown Rosebud 1. Simon Mooney 2 goals and Matt Paul 1 goal. Jets Youth 2 defeated by Charlestown City 5. These teams, West Ham have just made it 2-1. So for anyone following the Premier League, that is massive. Against 10-man Leicester team. Wow. I'm very glad that I've put this on in the background tonight, because watching it live just makes it that much more intense, doesn't it? Can West Ham make the Champions League? Who knows? I doubt it. Now what were we saying? Jets Youth played Charlestown City in the pre-season. It finished 1-1, and I was told that, you know, Charlestown didn't look too good, and they've just beaten the Jets Youth 5-2. That's not good enough for the Jets. That's not. This team's constantly now just not performing consistently. They shouldn't be getting done 5-2 by Charlestown. With respect to Charlestown, they're not the strongest NPL team. That's a big win for Charlestown City. 5-2 over the Jets Youth. Can't say it again. Broadmeadow Magic versus Lambton Jaffers postponed. Now there were no junior games on Magic Park yesterday that I know of. Of course, there was 19s and 22s there today. How did this get postponed? I've been involved at Magic and great people there, but how the hell did this get postponed? I know it poured cats and dogs today, but I mean, there was a game at Charlestown. It was still on. There was a game, I think Hamilton was on today. I'm not sure. There was Zone League games on today. There was Magic Park is the best facility football-wise in this city, and it got washed out today. Charity Shield off. That's saying something about the state of the ground. It mustn't be very good at the moment. I wasn't there. Blast me if I'm wrong, but that's something for first grade to get called off. NPL first grade. Radio 22s. Let's go quickly now. Edgeworth 3-1. Valentine 3-0 over Maitland. Edgeworth beat Western. Hamilton 5-3 over Adamstown. Emerging Jets under 18s 1-1 with Charlestown City, and Broadmeadow Magic 3 defeating Lambton Jaffers 2. In the under 19s, Edgeworth FC 2 defeating Western Workers Bears 1. Valentine Phoenix 3 defeating Maitland FC 1. Hamilton Olympic 3 defeating Adamstown Rosebuds 1. Emerging Jets under 16s 2 defeating Charlestown City 1. And Broadmeadow Magic 6 defeating Lambton Jaffers 0. That's a big win for Magic in the 19s. NPL 17s, Adamstown Rosebuds 0 defeating Western Workers Bears 3. There are Leicester fans crying on the big screen here. Do they not realise they're still 4 points clear? Let's just put that there. Let's put that statement in the script. NPL 17s, Adamstown 0 defeated by Western 3. Charlestown City 3 defeating Magic 1. That's a big win for Charlestown. Valentine 4-3 over Lambton. The Emerging Jets under 15s 5 beating Edgeworth 0. And Mid North Coast 1 defeated by Hamilton 2. Real quickly, Edgeworth's 19s teams last week, they beat Lambton Jaffers 2-1 or whatever it was. They've had the points taken away from them due to unregistered players. Not good enough for Edgeworth. Not good enough for a club that big to make that mistake. I'm sure it won't happen again. Herald WPL, the Women's Premier League, just first grade. Only the one game played today. Warners Bay 5 defeating South Wallsend 0. Good day for Warners Bay. 5-0 in the women's competition, and then 5-1 in the men's over at Charlestown Oval. Can't go wrong. Adamstown versus Mid North Coast postponed, and Thornton versus Wallsend postponed in the Women's Premier League. No surprises there. It was pretty wet. Thornton Park especially. Adamstown maybe could have played that, I don't know. Don't know what the conditions were there. But again, Magic Park, what happened there? What happened? I think that's it. We've done all the results. We're done. It's 50 minutes, 59 minutes. And in the space of that, we've seen Rangers get to the Cup final and Leicester's title hopes take a bit of a dent. So it's been a long hour, I'm not going to lie. For those who are wondering why I'm a little bit off tonight, I have been going since 7 o'clock this morning. Get to Singleton, set the speaker up, have the music blasting, the PA's going. Then it starts raining, then I have to save the PA and carry it and roll leads and drenched head to toe, and then sit there in the freezing cold under a blanket in the grandstand at Howe Park to watch first grade. It was a hell of a long day, and what can I say? 16 hours later, I am done, so I'm very happy about that. Next week, I will be nowhere on Saturday. I'm not going to any UFM games. I've got a game. It is Cookshill versus Wallsend, Inter-District M grade, 1:30 PM, National Park, number 6, something like that. Be there. Be there if you've got nothing else on. I'm sure you'll have something else on. There's definitely a lot of other things that are better to watch. I might be able to get a chance to get out to Westie for the Westie Toronto first grade at 4 o'clock. I doubt it. Next Sunday, I'll be Lake Macquarie City versus Cookshill United. First Lake Macquarie City game of the season. That'll please a few of the Roosters players. I've had a few messages over the last few weeks. Why haven't you been to Lakes yet? Well, I'm going to be there. So there you go. That'll be every team, and I'll be there in a Cookshill shirt. Not gonna say I'm not gonna be a little bit biased. It happens. Belswans saw a bit of it yesterday, actually. there's more to that than just what I said there. Yeah, we'll be back next week. That's pretty much it. I'm sure there's other stuff that I should have mentioned, but it's probably not important. Round 8 of the New FM First Division is done. No, it's not. Round 7 of the New FM First Division is done. And wow, 10 seconds to go. Leicester City have just been given a penalty. Crazy league, the English Premier League. Andy Carroll giving away a penalty. What's he doing in the box? I don't know. I'm going to try and hold the video out for this penalty, but Real quickly, I forgot to mention it earlier, Blake Glennie, the Cooksil coach. I've been told to mention this. He went golfing last week before the game. He went golfing again this week. Gets to the ground at 1 p.m. First grade coaches shouldn't be going golfing before the game and then missing most of the lower grades. Come on. I don't know. That's me being controversial for today. I'll tell you a story about Blake. I know there's a few out there who'll know him well. I've been talking to him about maybe going golfing. I fancy myself as a bit of a recreational golf player. I could spin the camera around. I got my golf clubs over there in the corner. Yeah, Blake told me he went golfing. He said he didn't say he had a crap day. He said something worse than that. I'm not going to say it on camera. I'm like, oh, what happened? He said he shot a 79. That's Blake Glennie for you. The one day I go to 18-hole golf course and shoot under 100, I'll be jumping for joy. I tell you what, Leicester City have just equalised 2-2 from the penalty spot. Your lower 2-2 draw with West Ham. West Ham's Champions League hopes over. One crucial point for Leicester. 5 points clear. Wow. Crazy night. And that's it. That's the video. We're done. It's not an hour and 20 minutes. It's only an hour and 6 or 7 with the intro. And that's it. Done. I'll be back next Monday, same time, or during the day, whatever. Anzac Day actually might be a little bit different. Might not be up till Tuesday. Anyway, I'll see you then anyway. Episode 16 next week. This has been episode 15 of Newysports TV. I'm Ty Stedman, wearing a Singleton shirt because I can. I'll see you next week.